Good morning, students. In the last lecture, we have studied the different methods to determine order of a chemical reaction. In that, we have studied the first method, that is integrated rate equation method. The second method, that is graphical method. In this lecture, we will study third method to determine order of a chemical reaction, that is half-life method, or it can also be called as a fractional change method. So this method is only used. This method is only used when rate law contains when rate law contains concentration term of concentration term of only one reactant. This is the condition for this method, only one reactant. The time required for completing reaction is determined at two different initial concentrations. Means in this method, the most important condition required, that is the rate law contains concentration term of only one reactant. Means if the rate law does not contain the concentration term of one reactant, then this method can be used to determine order of chemical reaction. So for first order reaction, what was the equation for half-life? T half is equal to 0.693 upon K. Therefore, T half is proportional to 1 upon K, and we can say that therefore T half is independent of initial concentration. Means in this equation, equation of T half does not contains the initial concentration, that is small a. Therefore, T half is independent of initial concentration. For second order reaction, what was the equation? For second order reaction, T half is equal to 1 upon A into K2. Therefore, we can say that T half is proportional to 1 upon A. Therefore, T half is inversely proportional to 1 upon A. For third order reaction, this third order reaction is not in your study. You will study this third order reaction at TYBSc. For third order reaction, T half is given by T half is equal to 3 by 2 K into A square. So we can still say that 3 by 2 K3. K3 is the rate constant for third order reaction. K3 into A square. Therefore, T half is inversely proportional to 1 upon A square. Therefore, T half is inversely proportional to 1 upon A square. Therefore, this can be generalized as for nth order reaction. What we can write for nth order reaction? For nth order reaction, T half is proportional to 1 upon A raised to n minus 1. Because here for the first order reaction, if we put here n is the order of reaction, reaction, N is the order of reaction, and A is the initial concentration, and A is the initial concentration. So if we put here 1 for first order reaction, therefore 1 minus 1 becomes 0, means T half is, in this we have studied, the T half for the first order reaction is independent of initial concentration. If we put here 2 for second order reaction, so 2 minus 1 becomes 1, so T half is inversely proportional to 1 upon A. If we put here 3 for third order reaction, what we can got, 3 minus 1, that is 2, that is T half is inversely proportional to 1 upon A square. So therefore this equation can be generalized as T half is inversely proportional to 1 upon A raised to n minus 1. If reaction is followed in two different set, reaction is followed in two different sets at two different concentrations, at two different initial concentration, what we can write, two different initial concentrations, we can write the equation of half-life as initial concentration T half at initial concentration 1 is proportional to 1 upon A for first initial concentration A1 raised to n minus 1. This is called as equation 1. And for second initial concentration, T half 2 is inversely proportional to 1 upon A2 raised to n minus 1. This is called as equation 2. Therefore, if we divide equation 1 by equation 2, what we can got, T half of 1 divided by T half of 2 is equal to this 1 upon A1, and this 1 upon A2 becomes A2 upon A1, and this n minus 1 is a common, so this we can write as a common A2 upon A1 raised to n minus 1. So therefore taking a logarithm, if we take a logarithm, taking logarithm on both sides, so what we can got, log of T half of first divided by T half of second is equal to this n minus 1 comes here, as we know the rules of logarithm, n minus 1 comes here, n minus 1 into log of A2 upon A1. This is A2 upon A1. Therefore, how we can define the order n is equal to this n minus 1 becomes n is equal to 1 plus log of T half T 1 upon 2 of 1 divided by T half of second divided by what we can write, log of A2 upon A1, or this also can be written as n is equal to 1 plus log of A1 upon A2, what we can write as log of A1 upon A2, log of T half of first minus log of T half of second, because A1 upon A2 can be written as log of A1 upon A2 can be written as log A1 minus log A2. Therefore, log T half of 1 minus log of T half of second divided by, also this log of A2 upon A1 can be written as log of A2 minus log of A1. So this is the equation to determine order of a chemical reaction using half-life. So at two different initial concentration A1 and A2, the half-life becomes T half of 1 and T half 2, and if from this equation we can determine the order of a chemical reaction, that is n is equal to 1 plus log of T1 of first minus log of T half of second divided by log of A2 minus A1. Therefore, from this equation n is the order can be calculated, order can be determined. Thus Thus, by using the half-life method, we can determine order of a chemical reaction. In the next lecture, we will study the last method to determine order of a chemical reaction, that is differential method. So, in the last lecture, in the next lecture, we will study differential method.